These are the rapid iterations of ideas for Dunny we did in class. These are my 4 favorites. Some of it's covered up because I chose to draw with Sharpie on the other side. And here is my final Dunny sketch. Here is Dunny in Maya. I would say that the topology is pretty clean and there are not a lot of vertices. And these are the final renders I did. I put them all into the same scene, but they are 3 separate photos. So the next project I worked on is the Alien Head project. Here are my 2 first sketches. This is my final sketch that I did some ideation for the texturing and coloring. This is the front and side view of this clay sculpture I made. Right here, I'm just showing that the 3D scanning studio never got back to me with my scan, so that's why I don't have it in the video. This right here is the low poly model of the alien head in Blender. And then here I have the model high poly baked with textures in Unreal Engine. The next project that we did was the time modeling project. First, here I have the ideation I did. I ended up going with the Frog Samurai. And for the time modeling project, I didn't get enough done, or as much as I wanted to, but I did end up, after the time limit, rigging him with a very simple rig just for practice afterwards. And I'm not too happy with how it turned out, but I'm not too sad either. And then here we have the high poly version of the model baked with textures in Unreal Engine. Also posed. Lastly, I have the final project. Here is the ideation we did in class. These are the 4 favorite designs I did. And here are my top 2. And then I ended up going with the hermit crab with a pencil sharpener on its back for my final sketches. And here we have the final model in Blender. It is the low poly model baked with the high poly onto it with textures and rigged. I did not have any animation, but for the end of the class, for the final project, I do hope to have a little animation of the crab running around, having pencil shavings coming out of the pencil sharpener. So the story for this character is a hermit crab who fell on some hard times and he lost his home. And the hermit crab home market is actually really tough right now, so it's hard to get a new home. So he needed to find a temporary home that he could afford. He ended up finding a pencil sharpener on the ocean floor. He doesn't know it's a pencil sharpener, it's just there. And he decided to make a home out of it, just make the best out of a bad situation. But I really like how the model turned out. And then here is the crab model, low poly with high poly baked and textures in Unreal Engine, also posed.